Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Fate Apocrypha, which is on episode 14, which came out many days ago, but as for me, it just came out to a certain point where it was late before midnight. That's all I can really say. Overall, in this episode, I guess there were a couple things that had to happen. This episode literally reminds me of an episode in Fate Zero about Caster. Those of you guys who watched Fate Zero would actually know what I'm talking about. Those of you who didn't watch Fate Zero or the other Fate series, which I highly recommend that you should, would be very confused why. But this caster in Fate Apocrypha is totally different from the caster in Fate Zero. But aside from that, let's just get this started. We have to it that we get to see a little backstory where war, plague, and famine is engulfing like a freaking field of everything that people are using right now. And apparently this person seems to be annoyed with the fact that I hope someday someone could like him save this world from hell, etc. And we get to see a scene with Mordred and her master, which is pretty cool in my eyes because they did have a little talk about Red Saber or Saber Red could have killed Rider of Black, etc. But decides that she killed Rider of Black's master because she was annoying. And I won't deny that. She was annoying. And honestly, Rider of Black's master did not even have much of a role to play, but trying to oh, I just want you to kill this homunculus, you have to listen to me kind of thing, which wasted 2 command spells, which is really stupid, honestly. But aside from that, we get to see a scene that people are recovering for what happened in the previous fight. And of course, there is a scene with Jean talking to Sig, asking him, you know what the hell you're doing right now, right? And then Sig's like, yeah, I know, but I'm just sick and tired to see people hurt in front of me. I can't stand by and just not do anything anymore. Therefore, Jean, on the other hand, realizes that she can't do anything to make him change his mind after what happened with him, etc. And she goes like, ugh, looks like I'm going to have to see you as a participant in this Holy Grail war now. And aside from that, we get to see that Archer of Black talks to his master and her uncle about what happened to Caster of Black. Apparently, he betrayed the group so he could finish his noble phantasm, which apparently that core ends up becoming his own master, etc. And we get to know that sometimes he's a pessimist and he's really sick and tired of people looking at him, that he had to put on the mask where he can't even look anymore. But we get to see to it that Caster Black's former master has the same mind as him, so it looked like it didn't really matter. And therefore, Caster's golem is complete by using his former master as the core and gets it to move. And we see to it that Ryder has a small talk with Sig involving a couple things here and there, talks, etc. But apparently what happened here right now is that they get interrupted by Caster Black's golem, which apparently is called Golem Katir Malkuth whatsoever, I think it's called. But we see to it that Caster wants to use this golem to bring salvation on Earth or destroy everything, pretty much. Much reminds me of that thing about what happened in Fate Zero, etc. Anyone would actually know what I'm talking about. That was a little minor spoiler, by the way, if you didn't watch Fate Zero, sorry. But aside from that, we have to it that Archer of Black kills Caster with his arrows, and even though he dies, his golem still is functional, surprisingly. And it actually gave major problems to everybody, including Sig, Jeanne d'Arc, Archer of Black, even Rider of Black could not really do anything much at all. So, Jean, on the other hand, decides to use a command spell to summon Saber Red to help out because Archer of Black, or Kiron, on the other hand, has an idea how to take it down. And we have to it that that Sig is told to transform into the Saber of Black, and we have to it that they all end up taking turns to try to take down the golem. That's a major threat. But the funny thing is like before they took down the golem, Saber of Red asked how am I supposed to say it? Jeanne d'Arc ruler to like give out 2 command spells, but freaking Jeanne d'Arc's like, are you crazy? No, I'll give you 1, but not 2. That's too much. I'm thinking in my mind, what the hell? I guess the saying goes by. I guess this saying goes by that you want me to help you, you gotta compensate me for it, for making me waste my time or using my energy to take down something. And we have to it that despite that certain comedic scene here and there, we have to it that Sig in Siegfried's form, Saber of Black's form, works together with Saber of Red eventually after like putting everything they got. We have to it that Mordred and Siegfried used all their powers together of the Noble Phantasm and destroys the golem. Of course, Jeanne on the other hand ends up going to Sieg right away. Goes like, "Are you okay? Are you injured?" And Sieg's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she goes like, I don't trust men when they say they're okay. You understand that, right? And I just go like, well, it looks like to me you can't just get your eyes off him at all, can you? But aside from that, we get a post-credit scene where Saber of Red's master talks to Archer of Black's master, and they say we're not, leaving that aside, we're not going to be enemies this time anymore. For the time being, that is. So I'd say they're at a temporary truce, at a temporary alliance to maybe take on like the Red faction because of what they are doing for the time being, especially Kotomin and Shiro. So in this episode right here, all I can tell you is like a certain aftermath after what happened with the Red faction, especially Kotomin and Shiro himself, and just killing Castor and taking down his Noble Phantasm Golem, which poses a major threat beyond the Holy Grail. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So alright, I'm Officer people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.